Hey everybody, welcome back to Auto Scholar Mr. B. I'm Mr. B. Don't forget to like the video if it taught you anything. Of course, subscribe to the channel. So today we have this 1987 BMW E30 325e, and we are starting the restoration process on this car. So one of the first things I do is I strip out the interior and I check for any hidden rust or anything else that we need to patch up or repair before we start really getting into the process of making this car a lifetime vehicle for me, Mr. B. So I got the carpet pulled out on an E30. You have to remove the dash, the airbox, the seats, a couple other things, center console things, get those out of the way. And we pulled the carpet out. You can do this with the carpet inside the car. However, I'm going to be putting some soundproofing all on the bottom of this car. That's gonna be a different video. And I wanted to make sure I don't have any hidden rust or anything underneath the tar boards, the factory tar boards in this car before we get headlong into the restoration. So I have the carpet pulled out. It's over here in a bay. I'm gonna show you everything you need to do this and show you how I do it. Now, some people do it differently, but this is how I do it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you the inside of the car and then we'll work towards the carpet itself. Okay, so I got pretty much everything stripped out in here. It looks like a nightmare. I promise you I know where all this goes, or at least I'm gonna pretend like I do. And down here we see we do have the original tar boards are in the vehicle, and we do have a little bit of rust built up over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that while the carpet's out. This is kind of the reason why I pulled the carpet. I'm just wanting to make sure that there's no hidden cancer in this car before we get moving. And I'm also gonna take some insulation, since this vehicle is going to have a much larger, much louder engine in it than it came factory. We are going to put some insulation up against the firewall and down towards the bottom of the vehicle to isolate it from any heat or noise, kind of make it a better driving car. That is going to add some weight to the vehicle, but this is going to be a daily driver vehicle, mostly built for comfort and speed. So that's a benefit I'm looking into on that. If you're building an all-out race car, that's going to be definitely something that you're going to skip. So let's go and take a look at the carpet. Okay, so this is our carpet. It just lifts right out after you get everything that's bolted on top of it out. It comes right out. It does have some foam insulation, and there is a little problem right here. I'm gonna try to fill this in with something. But first step we need to do, of course, is vacuum and get all the loose dirt out. That may have been easier to do with it in the car. So we'll get our shop vac and vacuum it out, and then we'll get to the cleaning of this carpet. Okay, so these are the items that we are going to use for cleaning this carpet. You may already have some of these, so cost on this is normally, for me, it's going to be about $30 to dye this carpet back versus hundreds of dollars for a replacement carpet. First thing we're going to do is we're going to vacuum and get all the loose dirt and debris out of the carpet. That's a very important step here. Then we're going to go through and we're going to clean the carpet. This is Purple Power. You may have a different cleaner you want to use. That's fine. I find that Purple Power works pretty well. It can lead to some fading of some fabric, so be very careful. However, we're going to dye this carpet anyway, so if it fades out a little bit, that's not really going to be a problem for us. You can use regular upholstery cleaner, or if you have a Bissell style upholstery cleaner, which I do a video on the Bissell as well that I use, those work very well as well. And you can do this in the car. However, I do recommend taking the carpet out. You are going to need a brush to agitate this. I got this from AutoZone, $10, and I got my drill, and it comes with 3 brushes. I'm going to use this one right here, and that is going to get in there and agitate the dirt out and also lift up the fibers and kind of fluff the carpet up. And then our carpet dye here, or fabric dye, this is Duplicolor's vinyl fabric coating, and it's more of a dye than it is a paint. It does not leave a crunchy feeling to the carpet. It still lets the carpet, be soft and everything else. You can use RIT dye as well, or they do make specialty carpet dye that you can buy. It's just way more expensive than this. So this was $20 for 2 cans, and I probably paid too much for it where I bought it from, but I have seen people use this with good results, so I'm gonna try it out here. So let's go ahead and get the vacuum down, and we'll get the dirt out of the carpet, and then we'll start scrubbing. Okay, so we got it all vacuumed up. Now all we got to do is wet it down, apply our degreaser, and scrub. You want to get it pretty good saturated. You can also use a pressure washer if you'd like. This isn't really dirty enough to really warrant that, but if you got a lot of stains that you're trying to cover up, then I would, run a pressure washer on it. That's going to help. Or if you got a bad smelling carpet, pressure washer is probably going to be a good idea. It doesn't have to be real high pressure. You just want to get all the way through the material. Really work the driver's side. That's normally going to be your dirtiest spot. After we wet this now, what we're going to do is go ahead and apply our degreaser to the carpet. Definitely want to work the darker areas of the carpet that have stains. Now we're going to take our brush and our drill. You'll start seeing this foam turn, a tan color, and that's when you know that you're hitting the dirty spot. You just want to work this all over the whole carpet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a shopping cart, push it outside so I can rinse it out. You can see the junk running out of this carpet. So we went ahead and agitated it. Now we're going to take it outside. We're going to rinse it out. And yeah, there's nasty stuff running out of this carpet. So. All right, so I've draped it over this cart. Now I'm going to take it outside, and this is where we're going to rinse it. You want to get all that stuff out. Do not let that stuff dry back into the carpet. Okay, so we got everything washed out. The water's running clear off of this. There's no more suds from the degreaser. So I'm going to put this on a cart, bring it inside. I'm going to put a couple of fans on it, and we're going to let it drip dry for the weekend. You definitely want to at least leave it overnight and make sure that you fold it over something, a fence, a couple of chairs or something like that, outdoor furniture. You want to make sure that this is all going to just drip down and it's going to get drier a lot easier. You can also take your wet dry vac and hit it again to make sure there's no moisture in it. That's going to help you dry things out a lot quicker as well. I will warn you, this carpet gets very heavy when it's wet. So you may need two people to drape it over something. Be careful not to hurt your back, lift with your knees, all that jazz. And so we're gonna let this sit up, put some fans on it, and we'll catch it in a few days. Okay, so let the carpet dry for a few days. I put a fan on it and let it dry. It is 100% through and through dry. You wanna make sure, this is a very important step, don't skip this step. You wanna take, after that, and what I've done is I've just taken my brush that I use to scrub. Now this is completely dry as well. And I've just gone over the whole carpet and just brushed the carpet. And what this is going to do is it's going to fluff up all the loop or the pile in the carpet and make sure the carpet's real fluffy. That way when we dye it, there's no matted spots or anything like that. After you do that, you want to run your vacuum cleaner over it again just to make sure that there's no other dust or dirt or debris that's in there, and then we'll get on to the next step, which is applying the dye. Okay, so what we want to do, make sure your paint's shaken up real well, and we're going to spray from left to right and go all the way up this carpet, And then once it dries, we're going to fluff it up with the brush again like we did. And then we're going to go up and down across the carpet. That's going to get every angle, every fiber that we can get. And in between steps, you want to brush it out after it dries. That way, you know, you're turning over the fibers and you're making sure you can get all of it. Now, if you're using a liquid dye, this is probably not going to be a step you'll take, just because the dye will actually get into the fibers a little bit better than the spray stuff. But this is what we have to do when we're using this this Duplicolor project. Let's get started. Okay, so we done got the spray pattern done here, so we're just going to take our brush and we're just fluffing everything up. This will let you know for sure if you missed any spots. Turn the fibers over and allow you to get everything. This is very important. You don't want a splotchy looking carpet in your car, and this is going to help you on that. Okay, now this almost took a whole can of paint, not paint, but dye, to do this. So we're going to open up another can, and then we're going to spray in this direction here. Okay guys, so here is the finished product here, and it feels about the same as it did. You know, this carpet's a little stiff. The light's shining on it kind of weird. It's hard for you to tell, but it looks really good, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So yeah, pretty nice. Definitely better than it was, and of course, with this solution, it's very cost effective as well. So if you got a build you're doing, you can't afford a carpet, you want to kind of snazz things up, this is definitely an option for you. Okay, here is the finished carpet in here, and I'll be honest with you, this looks a lot better not through my camera. The camera is picking up the light reflections off the fibers, and it looks like it's way lighter than it is, but this is I mean, it looks like factory carpet. So really good. The plastic came out right. There's a little dirt that fell off the firewall there. But other than that, again, we got the Silas mat in there to keep everything quiet. So yeah, once we get the interior back in here, of course, I'm gonna get some floor mats to put over this as well. And so that really the only part you'll see is this little area right here underneath the console, and of course the sides. So I'm pretty pleased. Okay guys, so we finished up our carpet restoration. Got the carpet installed, looks great. I'm gonna put a video down in the description of the insulation that we put in underneath this carpet. It's a really good extra step, doesn't cost much money. I did this pretty much under $50 for the insulation and materials, and had some insulation left over. So my next step is gonna be installing this Ozone Machine that I have. It's just going to get the old car smell out of the interior of this car. Ozone machines are great, and they're about $100 to $150 or so. You can get them on Amazon, and they get all the old dirty smells out of the cars. So if you like the video, give me a like, and if you learn anything, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a whole video series on the complete restoration of this E30. It is going to take me a very long time to do this, due to my limited time and budget, but we're going to stick with it. We're going to see it through because I want this to be my forever car. So find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, VK, pretty much anywhere that you can interact on social media. Just look for me there under Auto Scholar and Mr. B. And we'll see you next time on Auto Scholar and Mr. B.